Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm going to be talking about how I met Jesus and how he changed my life and my testimony on how I met him. Um, and I grew up learning about him. I grew up going to church and I would read the Bible with my family. And, I grew up that way. But reading the Bible when I was younger, I really couldn't read it. It was so hard for me to read it. Like I was able to read it, but I couldn't understand it. I couldn't comprehend it. It was hard for me to understand it, and it felt boring to me. Like I just couldn't focus on it, and so my I eventually started like separating away from that stuff, stopped going to church and reading the Bible and all that, and my freshman year, I started smoking weed. I started vaping nicotine, smoking marijuana, and drinking with my friends and all this stuff. And it was bad. And I was addicted to having sex. I was addicted to all these lustful things, and I didn't have God in my life, and I even wanted to kill myself a couple times, and I even ran away a couple times. I tried to run away, but I used to go through so much. I had so much depression and anxiety, so much stuff, and it was just crazy. And um, God knows our plans. He knows our future. He knows exactly what's going to happen. Like he says in Jeremiah 29:11. He says he has plans to prosper us and not to harm us, plans to give you hope and a future. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like so my second half of junior year, I started doing online school, and I didn't really want to do online school really, but I was like kind of like half and half on it, and so I did it anyway, and it actually really helped me. I was able to get ahead, I was able to do it on my own pace, and it really helped me out. I was doing really good in grades and everything, and I still am. Um, but my senior year, I was thinking about going back because I lost a lot of social life and I lost a lot of friends. A lot of people separating away from me. But the reason why I'm saying this Jeremiah 29:11 is because I feel like God was put me in this position for a reason. He put me in this online school so that way I could be transformed into Him and stop like you know doing the things that I used to do at school. And like it was just terrible the things that I did. Like I was just always vaping, smoking, and I was living for the world literally, and I did my own desires, and I didn't have Christ in me, and so I decided to do it my senior year too. I was gonna go back, but I decided to stay, and then so my senior year, I think it was about like three months ago. Um, I was just playing games. I was playing video games, and Jesus spoke to me. He literally spoke to me. He said, "Read your Bible." And I'm just like, man, like this is him. Like, I gotta listen to this. Like this is like, and keep in mind, I haven't read the Bible in so long. Like I said, like it's a kid, and for him to speak that was just like crazy. So I listened to his voice. I tried finding my Bible. I found it. I opened it up. Once I opened it up, it was just like he unpeeled the scales off my eyes. I was able to see clear. I was able to understand what he was telling me. And it was so crazy. Like he showed me like what it really meant, you know. And I started reading the Bible and I started putting schedules in to read the Bible every day. And I would do it every morning each day. And then I started doing it morning and afternoon each day. And I was progressing, and but I was still doing some sinful things. Like I was still vaping and stuff like that, And but the sins that I was doing, I felt bad for what I did, because when I opened the Bible, like I was having like like memories come back to me, like when my mom was teaching me about Jesus and like all this stuff, like like about Jesus. Like it just came to me and it made sense, like what they were trying to say, you know what I mean? And just it was crazy. And I later I was I was still doing the things, I was still doing the things of this world, and um I felt bad for what I did. I felt bad for what the things I was doing, because when I opened the Bible and he's really like when he spoke to me, when Jesus spoke to me, like I just felt bad for the things I was doing. I didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway. And then finally, after a little bit, Jesus spoke to me again. He literally spoke to me again, and he says, "Throw away your drugs, throw away your stuff." And I'm just like, dude, this is it. This is gonna be like the best thing ever, Jesus, like this is gonna be it. So I throw it all away. I throw it all away, and after that, like I'm just like on fire for Jesus. Like he speaks to me still. He speaks to me, and I'm able to understand. And I've learned so much about him, and I've stopped listening to worldly music because words are so powerful. Like it's not even funny. It's not even like it's crazy. Like words are powerful, and we like need to be careful what we say and what we do, because like just it can literally open portals. Like I know it sounds crazy, it sounds like nonsense or whatever, but it's literally true. And I was taught this by my mom and Jesus. And it's literally portals from hell, because when they talk about sex, drugs, money, and all this other stuff, it's like that's from the devil, like you know what I mean? And Jesus showed me the truth about that, and I stopped listening to the worldly music. I started listening to worship music only, and I still do. And even like movies or shows or anything like that, like I just stopped listening. I'm careful what I watch. I don't watch like evil, scary things or anything that's from the devil. And yeah, I mean it's insane. And I started fully living for him, and even like it wasn't even like a scheduling for my Bible anymore. It just became a habit. It just became a thing. Like it wasn't like a morning and afternoon only thing. It was like from morning to night, like literally the entire day, like every single day. Like, and I'm just praising God. Like that's like he's just changed me in so many ways. And actually, um, let me find it really quick. It's 2 Corinthians. And as I'm getting closer with God, He shows me this verse. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 15. Or I'm sorry, verse 17. And he says, "This means that anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone, a new life has begun. And all this is a gift from God, who brought us back to himself through Christ." And I'm just thinking, like, this is literally Jesus speaking to me, too. And, Jesus speaks to us in so many different ways. It's not just a voice in our head. It's, through the Bible and just do so many different ways. And he showed me that, and I'm just like, yo, that's so true. Like literally the things that I used to do, it's in the past now. It's not even what I do. I'm a whole different person now. I live for Christ now, and he just all the sinful things, all the things that I did, he just washed it away. He just threw it away, and I now live for Christ, and that's my new life. That's my I'm literally a new person now. And um And then in verse 21 it says, "For God made Christ, who never sinned, to be the offering for our sin, so that we could be made right with God through Christ." And since Jesus, God sent his only one son to die on the cross for our sins, so that way we could be forgiven, and so that way we could live through Christ and live this life that I'm now living, because I'm living through Christ now. And I truly realized like what he's saying to me. Like, he's it's insane. Like, I can't even describe it. But he's so real, and I want to be able to share this with as many people as possible, and I want people to understand that how real and how powerful Jesus is. You know, Jesus is God, and you know the it's insane because the things he does is just so powerful. It's so cool. He works in mysterious ways, and you know it's amazing. And you know, in Jeremiah 13 or 29:13, it talks about how when you seek Jesus, when you truly seek him with your heart, you will find him. Like you will find him. So if you genuinely try your best to find Jesus and you want like if you try to find him, you know, and you seek for him, you will find him. Like there's no doubt. You will find him, he says. And it's just it's so powerful. It's so amazing how he works, and you know it's amazing. And I really hope this touched someone, and I hope that you know someone can realize this because it's so amazing how he works. Thank you for everyone who watched this.